I was asked to talk about some unique insights from a young survivor, and so that's what I intend to do. I am Shauntice Allen, and as Sylvia mentioned, I'm with UAB in the School of Public Health, and I'm also working with the Center for Clinical and Translational Science. So again, I was asked to just share some unique insights from my own personal story, and I hope that what I say this morning will be of inspiration and help to those of you all who are here. I'm a graduate of the University of Alabama twice with a bachelor's in biological sciences, and I also have a master's from there in health education. I also am a graduate from University of Alabama at Birmingham here. I did my doctorate in health education and health promotion, and I was actually in treatment when I was doing this. So crazy, right? Because that's how God works. He just gives you what you need in order to get this done. Just a little bit about my story. I was diagnosed in October of 2012 at the age of 35. And I actually wasn't in Birmingham when I got my call from the doctor. I was in Houston, Texas. And I was waiting on biopsy results, but had to continue to work. And I was flying back and forth on a consulting project and got that phone call on October 15th. And I literally had just gotten to Houston that morning. And it may have been around 1 o'clock in the afternoon when I got the call. And it was, I need to get back to Birmingham because I knew what was getting ready to happen, lots of appointments. I was stage 1 in 2012, and I was triple positive. And just a quick show of hands, does anyone in here have that diagnosis or no? Okay. Our breast cancer likes all the hormones in the world, yeah. And I was also HER2 new positive. Yeah, okay. So that's what that means. My breast cancer was positive for estrogen and progesterone receptors, and then I also overproduce a protein called HER2 new that also makes the breast cancer cells kind of grow pretty aggressively. I had a mastectomy in November of 2012 of my left breast with immediate reconstruction. So I tell people all the time, which one is different from the other? No. One of these is not the same. And an amazing plastic surgeon who did the work. And I'm very grateful to be in Birmingham and to be in a place where there's a comprehensive cancer center, where there are incredible people who do great work and take care of us. I had chemotherapy with a year of Herceptin. I did not have any radiation at all. How many people in here had to have radiation? I did not. Okay. Next. I completed all of my treatments at the end of 2013, and I was so grateful because I call it drop the bomb chemo on you, and if anyone has had that, you know how that feels, and you're very, very happy to be done with that. Very grateful to be done with that chemo at that time. Next. I had my port removed in February of 2014, and I was so glad about that. I don't know how many, I was just like, God, get this thing out of me. I don't want to do this anymore. So I was able to do that. However, I had a second diagnosis in November of 2015. So no ringing of the bell for me anymore. And I completely wasn't expecting that at all. And am learning to live with what I'm dealing with, but it was a complete game changer for me. No 5 years, none of that. From at the end of 2013, really, from diagnosis in October 2012 until November of 2015, that's my time span. So one of the things I just wanted to share with you all is that regardless of what stage of cancer you were diagnosed with, it doesn't matter. It doesn't follow the rules. I wish it would. I wish I could be one of those people to say, you know, I'm 10 years out, but that's not my story. But that's okay, because I know God, and it'll be okay. So now I am stage 4 with metastasis to my liver and lung. And that guy sitting right over there is the person who's been taking care of me for the last 3 years. Next. I had my second port put in December of 2015. It was just, okay, this is another indicator that this is real, but it's okay. You know, and I'd much rather have a port any day than I'm seeing head shaking than have to deal with being stuck all the time. Next. I'm currently undergoing a targeted chemotherapy regimen, so I get to keep my hair. People ask me, a lot of people don't know that I'm metastatic, because they're like, you look fine. There's nothing wrong with you, right? Wrong, okay. And we'll talk a little bit about silly things that people say to you in a second. And next. And so far, it's been a very good response to the medication. Dr. Ferraro actually called me on a Saturday morning screaming in the phone like, oh my God, your PET scan is amazing, I'm so excited. I'm like, oh good. Next slide, please. So some of the things that we've all heard before. Has anybody been asked, when will you be done with treatment? And may I ask, if you don't mind, are there individuals in here who are actively in treatment now? Okay. Is there anyone in the room who's metastatic? Okay. So when will you be done with treatment is a question that I constantly get all the time, and the answer is never. I'm always going to be in treatment. And people are like, what? You don't get to stop doing that? No. It truly is about, keeping this disease in check. And so, yeah, maybe I hope at some point in time I get to that magical no evidence of disease stage. However, always going to be doing something related to this disease. So don't ask people who are metastatic that question, because the answer is always, I'm never not going to be in treatment. Another one, you look so healthy. Have you heard that? Just because I don't look sick doesn't mean that I don't feel bad sometimes. And sometimes people just have no idea what's going on with you. And we all know there are things that are happening on the inside that nobody can see. And some of those things are emotional. And nobody knows that you're feeling a particular way that you are. But really and truly, I know people mean well and they want to point out the fact that you look very nice and, oh, you look so good today. But that really isn't a gauge of how a person is feeling. Another one. Breast cancer is the best cancer to have. Just be grateful that you don't have. Be grateful you don't have, and you insert whatever cancer it is. I think I'm okay. I'm in your neighborhood with that one, huh? Alrighty. And it's like, really? Because the last time I checked, all cancer sucked, right? All of it did. And I understand that people are living longer with the cancers that they have, and some of them are nearly curable, and that's amazing, but they all have crappy treatment. They all have jacked up side effects. So let's just cure all cancer. All right? And then, because, for me, it was like, I'm not sure if cancer in my liver and lung is a good thing, but okay. Another one, you're so young. You're so young. I've heard that so many times when you tell people how old you were when you were diagnosed. You're so young. It's like, I know how old I am. I don't need you to tell me that. And trust me, it's not like I woke up in October of 2012 and said, you know what, I want to have breast cancer today. That's where I was. And then lastly, you're so strong. You can handle it. These are things that I know those of you all who have journeyed through this have heard. And there's sometimes I want to say, no, I'm not. I am not strong at all. Today is not a good day. Don't go there with me. I am not. And I really don't want to live up to that standard of being that strong person. And although I when I was little, wanted to be Wonder Woman, I know that I'm Shauntice, and all I can do is what Shauntice can do. This next slide. So insight number 1 is be ready and willing to hand off some things to others. This life's journey was never meant to be done alone. And I'm so grateful for programming like this, where women who look like me and who have had this story can get together and have a conversation and really share what it is that we've learned in our own individual insights. And there are lots of things that go along with a cancer diagnosis. We all know this. Some, you're like, I don't want to deal with this. For me, it was the port. I hate a port. I don't know why. It's just irritating to me. I'm like, why is that there? But, you deal with it. But it's perfectly fine to hand off things to other people when you need to. Totally fine to do it. Play the cancer card, okay? Play it. It's okay. It's okay. You're doing the best you can. Make your own life tracks. I happen to like to do that at the beach, personally, for me. Cancer is not the ruler of my life. It's a part of who I am, but it is not all that I am. And I'm very much alive and living. Have an inner circle of support, insight number 3, and protect it at all cost. And when I tell you I have seen so many things about my father that I didn't know until this diagnosis came to be, my dad is really quiet. He's just like, yeah, I'm here. But when it came to this, it was asking all kinds of questions, and you know this because my dad will drill Dr. Ferrero, like, what does that mean? And tell me more. But these two folks have really been kind of my inner circle, or have been my inner circle. And you can't tell everybody everything. Everybody doesn't need to know everything about what's going on with you, but these are two folks who know. When I was re-diagnosed in November of last year, I had to have 3 biopsies. And that was because the first one was not done correctly, and the second one they needed to have some more cells in order to run receptor testing, and then the third one, it was a lot going on, and they showed up for all of that. And these were like back-to-back, week and week after they were doing this. And my parents live in Montgomery, but they were driving up because they're like, this is important, we have to be here for you. So definitely have that inner circle, whomever that may be for you, if it's your spouse, if it's your children, if it's your church family, whomever it is, and whatever it is, and protect it. Because again, everyone can't know everything. Insight number 4, always be winning, even when you feel like you can't. And these couple of pictures, last year I got asked by the post office, and I was like, what is post office asking me to do? What in the world? To talk. But they do a breast cancer event every year, and I got asked to come and share my story. Now, this was in October of last year. I had not been re-diagnosed by this time. This was at the beginning of October. So at that time, I did not know that my breast cancer was back. And that picture of me holding the framed breast cancer stamp was something that I had been given. And the other picture is me at work, and it was an award for a staff award or something. And every day is not going to be a great day. I know that every day is not a great day for me, but I get up every day winning. I'm Wonder Woman every day, right? Okay. I'm like, yeah. And I personally feel as long as I am living and contributing and being and making my mark in the world, I'm winning. And so that's what I mean by that. And whatever winning means for you, that's what you do. Seek out and get to know people who get it. Insight number 5. Again, these types of events is where you get to be around folks who really understand what's going on and what has gone on. And I can't stress enough surrounding yourself with people who really do understand it. Do I want to talk about cancer every day? No, of course not. But sometimes I need to talk to people who just flat out understand what it is. And this is a picture of Sylvia and I together at the Young Survivor Coalition meeting in Houston last year. And Sylvia, thank you for getting it and getting me. I appreciate that. Next. Insight number 6, there is life there's life before, during, and after cancer. It's up to you to determine what that looks like. But really what I'm saying here is to live, to live, to live. Don't let cancer overtake your life. Even though I'm dealing with a stage 4 diagnosis, I'm not going to let it overtake mine. Make up your mind that you're going to live. And, again, don't let it break you. Life before, during, and after. Insight number 7, don't get hung up on the hard times and the challenges. Tell your stories by highlighting the victories, because it's your victories that will inspire, motivate, and encourage other people to live their stories in grander ways. Be willing to share your story with other people. When I got asked to do this, I will be honest with you, I went into some serious prayer. Like, I don't really know if I want to do this or not, because a lot of people don't know that I'm metastatic. And do I want to share that right now? This is very new. What am I going to say? What insights do I really have? But I met a woman in Jackson, Mississippi a couple of months ago, and Sylvia and Tamaya were at this meeting as well. And she came up to me and she was like, I'm 8 years into this thing. And she looked great, guys. She was amazing. And I was like, really? Okay. And she goes, you can do this. Don't second change yourself. Don't shortchange yourself. And she was like, and you let other people know what's going on, because you just never know what it is that you'll say to someone that will be of impact to them. So definitely not getting caught up in those challenges and sharing that story. And then lastly, I love this verse in Philippians, don't be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your request be made known to God, and the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. And so I wake up every morning going, all right, Lord, it's me and you. Again, what are we going to do today? How are we going to get it done? And it happens, and it gets done. So not being anxious about anything, not worrying about anything. I am incredibly grateful for the hands that I'm in terms of my care team, for the support system that I have with my family and friends. And I know that God is going to guard my heart through all of this. So there's no reason to worry, and I don't. And in full disclosure, I'm a member of the worship center as well. So I am very much under some good spiritual hands here as well. And so just with that being said, the last slide, I just really want to thank the UAB School of Nursing, the Young Breast Cancer Survivor Network, and the Worship Center for providing this platform for me to share my story. And for those of you all who are out there battling just like I am, keep doing what you're doing. Just keep living. That's all you can do. That's the best you can do. And if that's what you're doing fine. Thank you.